Hi everybody, and welcome to Josiah is Right. So we are going to talk to you today about Comic-Con stuff. So we're going to kind of focus on one thing. We did a series of videos for last Comic-Con, so be sure to check those out. There's a lot of great info there. We're going to talk about places to eat and just kind of general stuff that maybe comes up as we talk about that. So we'll start with, where do you recommend to eat? We just talked about this. We both, I think, have our sort of number one recommendation.
Oh, the Field.
Which is the Field. Couldn't think of the name of it, but it's a good sort of Irish pub place within walking distance to, the convention center. It's close enough that you can walk there, but it's far enough away that you kind of get a little bit of a piece from sort of the craziness of Comic-Con. It's not in that immediate area where there can be just this mass of people. You're just far enough out that you can kind of have a little bit of peace. The food is good. Great shepherd's pie, great Irish food, great beers, things like that. So
even the burgers and stuff are good. Great beers, great atmosphere. Actually, it feels like you're stepping into Hobbiton or something.
And it's a place I would recommend going when you're in San Diego. Besides just when at Comic-Con, like if you're in San Diego in the Gas Lamp, go check this out.
And the service is really good.
Yeah.
They're very friendly, even though they're probably stressed out.
Yeah, and especially during Comic-Con, it's crazy. People probably are being a little difficult, demanding, things like that, but they're totally cool about it. Like, they're understanding of those sort of circumstances. One year I went there with my buddy Andrew, who is a giant, and he had a costume, and he showed up, and he met us there, so we got dinner, and then we went not even to the convention because he didn't have a pass, so he wore the costume around outside to promote my now defunct comic book company, and he changed in the bathroom there. And so I always have this memory of him going into the bathroom. He's always very well dressed. Basically, he's a giant. He's almost 7 feet tall, and he would wear very nice suits and things, and everything was tailored because it had to be because he was so big. He is so big, and he switched into his superhero costume in the bathroom. So he goes in just dressed like normal, well dressed Andrew, and comes out as a superhero. So I always have that memory of that place, in addition to just the decent food and things like that. So what else would you recommend?
So there's a really good burger place called Dude's Foods. It's kind of it's on Fifth Avenue. It's a little bit away from the convention center, but they have some of the best burgers that I've ever had. It's kind of a dive bar kind of place, but it's great to kind of escape Comic-Con and just have a great burger, have a beer, and just relax.
Yeah, I wish I should have talked to my buddy Jim before this, because he is local. We've stayed with him during Comic-Con, and he would have great recommendations. I remember once we went to a grilled cheese place in downtown that I cannot remember. It had different kinds of grilled cheese and stuff. I'll maybe throw the name up here or cut to it. I can't remember it, but it was really good. And we met up with him there when we went there. He was working downtown at the time, and when Comic-Con was going on, he was already there. So we met up with him and got lunch and on his way. One year, like I said, he was not working. He actually, when we were staying with him, he would drop us off at the convention. It was awesome. So unfortunately, he's been steadily working in the last several years, but it's still cool. We always visit with him, and it's fun to he'll go downtown just to people watch and see the Comic-Con people, and so he knows those kind of haunts. But unfortunately, I didn't talk to him before this.
What if you orchestrate a series of events so that he gets fired from Comic-Con so he can drive you, and then you give him his job back after Comic-Con?
Yeah, I only need you, fired for about 4 or 5 day period. So really just 3 days. It's Wednesday through Friday, and then you can come the weekend, you're off anyway, right? So
yeah.
Well, there was also again, I apologize for the names it's giving. There's a place that it's Judy and I have been to a couple times that have it's sort of a bar, but it has flatbreads and things, and it's really good. The name escapes me. I can't. Gonna drive me. I'll cut to something, or I'll superimpose the name up here, something, because I'll look it up. But this place, I highly recommend. The food is really good. Again, it's another one of those places I would say go to out of Comic-Con. And again, it's just up past enough so that you're away from the rush of Comic-Con, but you're still close enough that you can easily walk there. Because there's some places.
Remember what street it was on, maybe, or
the same street that the Field is on, I believe.
Oh,
it's just
so
further. It's maybe another block or two up. And I apologize for not remembering. Hopefully at this point he'll have cut to something where I explain it.
picture flatbread.
I know.
You know?
It's really good. They had like this
Sizzling or
duck one, like different kinds. Like, you know, we basically, it's one of those places that's kind of like small plates, kind of appetizers, but you can get several of those and it's really good. Like you can, you know, order different things. And they always have like Comic-Con specials. A lot of these places do that too, and that's one cool thing. They have like Comic-Con specials. So
Like the sauce is like Superman's emblem or something like that, or
so one thing, let's talk a little bit about not like that. I mean,
oh,
like,
okay.
flatbread for 3 for $10 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
That would be probably a better deal. The flatbreads are expensive.
They have like Green
They
Lantern.
have good fries too.
The flatbread was pesto sauce or whatever. Like,
Green Lantern crossover, I like that. The pesto sauce.
Right.
See, that's creative. Like that's not just like, oh, it's like dyed green. It's like, no, the pesto. So yeah,
shaped like a lantern.
yeah. And ketchup is like liquid kryptonium.
Kryptonite. Kryptonium. I'm like, what in the world? Where'd she...
I lost all credibility right there.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Kryptonium.
Yeah.
Anyway, like cut two, like
Okay.
Star Wipe.
I know. Flatbread picture.
So, but what I want to talk about, the idea though, is we kind of talked about a little bit of the restaurants that I've recommended are good and they're very, very good, but they're I don't remember the names of them, but they're basically, you know, Comic-Con is here, they're here, not here. And like, you know, just that, like they're here, not here. And here is where all those crazy outside events go on. Now the cool thing is you have a lot of things that you can just go to if you're in San Diego, if you're visiting, or if you live there like my friend Jim. You can do these outside things without a pass because it's just an event for, you know, some of the stuff in the hotels is different, but like when they have like last year, the year before, I think it was, they had that South Park thing. You can walk through and do pictures. And you can just walk through and do pictures with South Park stuff. Maybe I'll cut to some of the pictures we have. And I met a guy, I think I shared in the story, I met a guy who was from Pittsburgh and was wearing a Pittsburgh shirt. And he's like, "Are you really from Pittsburgh?" And I was like, okay. Like if I wasn't, I'm not allowed to wear the shirt.
It was giving you a test
so
or
like
whatever.
my wife isn't, my daughter isn't, and I think they're legit Pittsburgh fans and Pittsburgh loving people. But he questioned my Pittsburghian-ness.
Whoa, what is it?
It's like Kryptonium.
Yeah, you're making all kinds of crazy words up today.
So, but
goodness.
part of it is there's a lot of these outside events which are in that area, which are great. There's all kinds of really cool things, but this is sort of a way to get beyond that buffer. And there's still restaurants in there, but those places are going to be packed crowded. And everything's going to be busy, but those places are going to be just like busy beyond sort of a reason. Some of the other restaurants too, I remember there's a place called the Broken Yoke. Have you ever eaten there?
Oh yeah, that's
they're
a great
really good.
breakfast place.
And one year we went there, and they were all themed out for the Impractical Jokers show. So we got like free sunglasses. We got other things. It was kind of annoying because like they had the waitresses like make you watch a trailer on an iPad, which was super awkward. Because you're like, oh, let's talk about the show, and then she's showing you like on an iPad, and you're like. You're trying to eat your like eggs or whatever, and like they're trying to promote the show. I get it, but the food's really good, and it's kind of fun that they did a theme. I've not seen Impractical Jokers, and based on that preview and that awkwardness, I would not want to. It makes you feel like you're going to be pranked on the show because she's like, "Let's watch this on the iPad now," and you're like literally trying to eat like it was while we're eating. And I understand that's the way they're supposed to do it because like especially during Comic-Con because people are turning over pretty fast because usually people are not like. Judy and I think, are more the leisurely eaters at these things, but a lot of people are like, boom, 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 in and out, boom, 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 in and out, because they want to get back to, Paul.
I'm
like,
totally...
Paul does Comic-Con totally differently than I do Comic-Con. So, like, that's why Paul's, like, I would say he's much more of an expert than me. Like, I'm more like this casual, distant observer, and I'm like, I want to get that, that's crazy line, and they're pushing. I'll just stay here. Paul will be like, pushing through that line to get it.
I'm like...
I'll be like, texting Paul, get me this thing. Which literally, like, I have some of the stuff that, like, this, the reason I have this is because of Paul. I was like, I'm not going to wait for Hasbro. Paul's like, I am. Like, okay, cool. I want the Revolution set.
Yeah, like, I'll send text messages like, what do you want? I'm in Hasbro right now. Let me know right now. And then I hear, I see them all, I'm like, okay, come on right now. I need to know.
Yeah.
Question mark, question mark, question mark. He's like, oh, can you give me the Revolution set? What else? Like I'm really
I don't know what they have.
At Comic-Con, like, I'm like hardcore. Normally I'm pretty laid back.
He's
like,
super laid back, but at Comic-Con he is a vicious monster.
Yeah.
This guy. So let me tell you.
swatting kids down.
He's like Rick from Rick and Morty. He's like this an angry man.
Yeah, totally.
But probably more so.
Get on my way! Just swatting kids.
So,
people hand me babies and I throw them away.
There you go.
I know, this whole always drifting
drifting
away.
Paul's
Yeah,
like
drifting back.
trying to leave the
Drifting
frame,
to San
trying to leave the frame.
Diego.
I can't go anywhere. I'll say this,
Yeah.
Paul's at a disadvantage in terms of staying in frame. If you guys are a little behind the scenes like it, I have a table to my left, which is part of our, we have like a corner desk that I built out of IKEA tables. But Paul is...
Generally, I just like to fidget, so I kind of slide away on accident.
He does, and also he doesn't want to be near me. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's like those outside events can kind of impact where you can eat. Do you have any other thoughts on eateries?
Oh, there's this great Mexican place called El Indio. It's over like in the Mission Valley area.
Oh, cool.
They have great burritos, it's great Mexican food, really great price. They've been around since like I think 1947 or whatever. It's all family owned. I definitely like going to that area. There's right next to it there's a pub called Shakespeare Pub and Grill. I only went there one time. It's pretty good. My other recommendation would be there's a deli, like a sandwich place called Rubicon Deli, and they have really great French dip there.
Ooh,
and
cool.
so I like to sit there and have like a sandwich, and they have like potato salad and stuff, and like have really great like bread.
I want to mention really quick, by the way, Paul's talking about this, like, Judy and I are on this cleanse. It's like a sort of clear up your healthiness. So, like, this is like, when we'll be at Comic-Con, we'll be long past this. It's like a 21-day thing. But we do it, like, we used to do it every year. We haven't done it for a while with Penny and stuff. And but we're doing it again right now. And so this is like torture because I'm like, oh, French dip sounds so good because we can't have any bread. We can't have meat right now. After a few days we can, but like you kind of incorporate it back into your diet. But unfortunately, no bread for the whole duration. So.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah. So, but anyway.
They have a lot of bread though, so I feel bad.
Paul's like, there's so many good bread recommendations.
I'm the worst person when somebody's on a diet. I'm the worst person to be around because I'm like, oh man.
I'll say this though. I'll say this to be fair. Like this was my idea. I'm like, oh, last time we did this, we didn't cover food. Let's talk about food near Comic-Con. And so it's my fault for being like, let's talk about the food video. And yeah, I'll say this, like one thing, Judy and I have tried to like bring healthier snacks because like I've noticed like we eat junk anyway at Comic-Con and like the restaurants you want to eat well, I get that. So we try to bring healthier snacks with us because otherwise we'd just be eating candy bars all day. And a lot of people do that at Comic-Con and I just say I wouldn't recommend it if it's just eat a banana. Give yourself a little bit of actual energy, get a smoothie or something like that. Like those are the kind of things we try to do to like sort of offset. Because when we eat at those restaurants, we want to enjoy it. So we're like, definitely getting the French dip and that kind of thing and the flatbreads and the French fries covered in everything. But when we're like at the convention, we usually try to avoid more of the junk as much as we can. That's just at least in theory. But then when you don't have anything else, it's like you got to go get a pizza or something. So.
I mean, a lot of times when I'm there, I just have like dinner that's like a full meal. The rest of the day, I'm just eating like beef jerky and like energy bars and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, usually for us, Judy and I, like the way we usually do it is like we'll have like a good, like usually a late lunch that's really something. Like we'll go to the con in the morning and we'll leave at like 1 or 2, and then we'll go have a really like it's an early dinner, late lunch, depending on how late we get out of there. Like we'll probably have had breakfast well before that, like at home or wherever we're staying. Like one time we stayed at a place where we could cook, so we would actually cook dinner, which is nice. We went to the grocery store, cooked dinner, so we cooked dinner in the evenings, and then go drive to the convention during the day. So it's obviously different now with Penny. That makes a whole different world with just her needs and things like that, and that's a whole big question. So and where we stay, we usually stay in Carlsbad with my sister-in-law. So staying there obviously impacts like just how much time you have to do for eating. So like, and obviously I think our version is a little bit more mellowed. So on a day we might spend the morning there, leave at like 2 o'clock. Take the train back up or a car back to Carlsbad, whatever we have, and then because we want to hang out with Penny and stuff. So we might be, if we left her at Carlsbad, for example, or if we took her with us, we might need to get her home so she can kind of chill out and relax because it's a lot for a little kid. So it just, that impacts things as well. But we're kind of going in a different wavelength than like Paul, who was there every minute of the day. It's like a different standard.
You know,
so
yeah.
I couldn't do it the way Paul does it. So.
I'm one of those people that like wait out for Hall H, and I have like friends like will camp out.
Yeah, which is super hard to do with a 16-month-old baby.
Yeah, I'm by myself.
She'll be like around 18 months, almost 18 months when we're at Comic-Con. So that's still pretty little. So
yeah.
But she's good. Like we took her last year. We were only there properly one day because I was actually really sick. So that was just tough. Like it was having a baby being sick at Comic-Con is a really rough combination. We went down there last year. This was our Comic-Con. I think I shared it in some other video. We went down there. We drove. We got to the con. We walked around. We bought maybe one or two things. I like Gentle Giant does like their concept art of like busts of Star Wars characters. So I have a couple of those.
Weren't you like really sick or something?
I was super sick. I missed work the whole week. And we weren't like this was Friday. We went on Friday. I wasn't able to go Wednesday or Thursday because I was so sick, and I didn't go to work. And we actually got in the car to drive down like Thursday morning or Wednesday night, and we started driving. And I told you we had to drive home. We were going to drop the dog off at like a dog place. I think we dropped him off, and we didn't drive down. I was like, I'm too sick to go. Yeah. So it was actually too sick. So then we went, like the day we finally went down was on Friday. We drove down to San Diego like in the morning, and we got there say maybe 10, 11, I don't even know. We went around the convention, and then for a couple hours got lunch, and then we got back home to Judy's sister's place in Carlsbad. I was like, I don't even want to stay here tonight. I can't go back tomorrow. I know I couldn't, so we went home. So that was the only day we were there. I was so sick, like that I couldn't go back. Crazy. And I wanted to go, but I was like, I knew I couldn't. And Judy's sister Joanne had offered to watch Penny for us, so that was like she would, we could go to the convention and leave Penny with her. She offered that, which would have been great, but we just had, or not we, but I had no energy left. I couldn't do it. I knew I couldn't do it. My dog just barked. I knew I couldn't do it, so I was just like, we just need to go home, and we went home that night. I was like, I'd rather go home and sleep in my bed. So
no, pretty bad. I remember like because every Comic-Con we usually hang out.
Yeah. I don't think we
or something. We didn't
exactly
do that.
Like exactly. We usually try to like at least meet for like one meal and like or meet up on the convention floor at least once to like just hang out for a little bit and catch up, and then. I'll be like, where you at, Paul? He's like, I've been in line. It's since 3 a.m. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to sleep now.
And usually I'm like sweaty, like
Paul will hug you and he's soaking wet.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's good to see you. And I'm like really intense.
And I'm like all well groomed and clean. I'm like, yeah, I just showered.
Oh, I'm ready for the Game of Thrones panel. Like, I'm like I don't know, too intense.
Yeah. Well, Judy would probably be slightly more intense than me because she's like, would love to do some of that stuff, but not Paul crazy. So
yeah, like every time I'm like, hey Josiah, and Josiah's like, whoa, hey, look, he's like kind of taking it back every time.
I'm like, are you all right, Paul? Do we need to have like a, do you need to have a talk about this, or do you have any other places?
Actually, just one more place.
So one more place.
Here's a cat cafe. So you can actually go in this cafe and drink, I don't know, a mocha or whatever, and then you do a mocha. There's like cats sleeping around and like, I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing to do. I've never. So
that's a perfect note to end on, like a weird cat cafe. So you can go to the cat cafe and have a mocha and pet a cat. Yeah,
like and then when I went, the cats were very friendly. They were just like you tried to pet them and they hissed at you, and the coffee was very good. But,
so there's no reason to go.
But it's an experience, if you want something different, then
there
you can do that.
So that is our final recommendation. So those are some places to eat at Comic-Con. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And check out all our old Comic-Con videos where we talk in great detail about a lot of things other than where to eat, but we have we talked for hours.
Like specific things about like how to get in the Hasbro line.
Exactly. Yeah. So check those out, like collecting at Comic-Con.
Yeah, definitely.
Going to panels and just favorite moments, things like that we shared. So probably a little bit of overlap with some of the stuff we shared here, but in much more detail.